What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Wingers and Defenders. We are here with another episode. This time, we'll be talking about Europa League, Champions League semifinals, what am I saying? Europa League semifinals, not Champions League. I'm having a howler today. Just like I hit my knee. And somehow Joe referenced Memphis Depay with a knee injury, but he'd probably start for Spurs, right, Joe? Right, Jake?
No question. Walks into the team.
Oh, I don't know what. Okay.
All right, well,
I'm gonna let it slide. Okay.
That's all right. Anyway, we'll move on to the competition Spurs will be playing in next season. So, but they won't get to the semifinals. They'll drop out of the
final.
Okay. Anyway, we'll move on to our first of the two matchups, which would be Manchester United, Sevilla, two powerhouse teams, both relatively dominant in their leagues. Manchester United finished third in the Premier League, and I believe Sevilla were in the top four. Don't know too much. Yes, congratulate Manchester United on that. That was a big achievement for them, especially since they haven't done it. Yes. And Sevilla, I believe, are a top four team in La Liga. Not too sure about that. I believe they did finish behind Atletico Madrid for that third spot. But it's going to be an interesting game. We saw Sevilla, who dominated Wolves. I think Wolves had 27% possession. Raul Jimenez missed a penalty in the early stretches of the game. I think it was like around the 12th minute. And then Lucas Ocampos, I forget what country he's from, but he's from a South American country. I believe it's Argentina. Could be wrong. But scored the late goal. I think it was in the 87th minute, which got them through. And then Manchester United played Copenhagen, which Copenhagen we have to talk about. Had a goal. I don't know the goalie's name, but had a fantastic performance. Kept a clean sheet in the 90 minutes. I don't know how that happened, especially since Manchester United played their best 11 pretty much. And Bruno Fernandes off a Anthony Martial drawn penalty won the game for them. But Jake, how are we feeling about this game?
I want to say, once again, congrats to Manchester United for getting fourth place. Congrats for becoming another average Premier League club and underachieving yet again.
Manchester's red, though, right, Joe?
It is.
Easily. I mean, we don't count that oil money fraudulent team with a fraudulent manager.
I agree. But so congrats to Manchester United. They did finish above Arsenal, per usual. They should be. They have a lot more money than us, better players. And fourth place is an embarrassment. But, I mean, congrats, I guess. Third place, actually.
Third.
Level on points with fourth place Chelsea. But, yeah, congrats to them. But, yeah, they're probably going to win Europa League. And the fans will probably just say this is another amazing season by them. They did achieve more than was expected of them. I mean, I don't know. I think going into the season, they thought they're going to be top four. And Europa League, they probably thought they were going to win that. So this will be another average, pretty good season from them, I guess. Playing against Sevilla, they should win this game. I mean, only winning 1-0 against Copenhagen. Granted, they had a goalkeeper in the best form of his life against them. But, I mean, still winning only 1-0 because of a penalty isn't good enough. If you want to, if you're looking at Manchester United, right, I want to look at next season. I think they're going to win the Europa League personally, and they're going to beat Sevilla and beat Inter Milan. But when you're struggling against Copenhagen, how are you going to play against the PSGs of the world, the Barças? Well, not Barca, sorry. I'm not going to say that right now. But the Bayern Munichs of the world. They're playing serious teams. How is Man U going to be able to handle this pressure? I think they'll get through Sevilla, who is a quality team. They did finish fourth in the La Liga. I did check that. Advanced level on points with Atletico on 70 points. So they're quality. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sevilla can get a result here. I actually would love to see that. I'd like to see Man U fans cry a little bit more on Twitter. But, I mean, I think United will win the Europa League personally. But I have questions to ask of them. How good can they be under pressure? How good will they be in a final? And, this will kind of show how good they can be next season going into the Champions League. Winning Europa League is a good sign for them. A trophy won. This will be big for them. But can they do it, and how will they do it? This will just be a big test for them. So I think this is a must-win. I think if they don't win Europa League, this season will just be another failure again.
I've looked into my ball of correct takes.
Not very many.
My predictions. City, Arsenal. I have had a decent amount of correct takes. they're gonna lose to Inter Milan in the final. That's what's gonna happen because
Lukaku.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they need to get rid of him, man. They need to get rid of Ole.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not that good of a manager. He's not. He's a game manager. He says, "You go out there and do what you do." They're not gonna. You're not gonna win a trophy that way. You're gonna get top 4 because they have Paul Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood, and Rashford and Martial, but they don't have tactically. They're gonna get outclassed by Conte in the final. That's my take. I don't think. I think they'll beat Sevilla. Respect to Sevilla, they're a good squad. I think talent level is a little bit too much. Two different levels they're there. Once they get to the final, though, Inter Milan is going to squash them. I think that 3-5-2 formation is gonna cause a lot of trouble. I think we're going to see Eriksen and Lukaku have a masterclass. Maybe even Alexis Sanchez, great performance. Ole is not going to be able to know how to handle it. Conte is going to pick him apart like Jose picks apart Unai Emery.
Very, very interesting metaphor. I don't even analogy, but continue.
No, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're being a little harsh on Ole personally, but I think even from a rival's perspective, because obviously Liverpool and Manchester United are rivals, I kind of defend him to be a certain degree, which people probably will come at me on Twitter or wherever they want to come at me. But I think the one thing he does bring to Manchester United is stability. I think we've seen under every manager that has come since Sir Alex Ferguson, there's been no stability. We've had David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho. None of them have really gotten the best out of their team or had the players right. Yes, which Joe's a big defender of him. But there's no denying that, even from Joe, I'm sure, cannot deny that his tenure at Manchester United was not good. Manchester United were not the team that they've been for the last 2 decades. Paul Pogba wasn't loving his time there. He was probably on his way out. And you know what? Ollie's probably going to keep him there. And is it all Ollie's credit? No, but if Ollie wasn't doing the certain things he was doing, he got Bruno in. Bruno's played well, even though a lot of his goals and contributions from the back of the net are penalties, but he's still a class player. We've said that on this numerous occasions. So I think the one thing he does bring is stability. Is that a long-term solution? Is that a thing that's going to get them a Champions League trophy? No. Maybe even Premier League? I don't know, because Jadon Sancho it's been recently linked that he's not going to go. He's going to stay at Dortmund, so that's a big blow for them if we want to talk about next season. But if we want to talk about this season, ever since January, they've looked really good, to be honest. They climbed up the table and then finished third, level on points with Chelsea. But overall, I think that specific half, if you want to talk about halves of seasons, inconsistent, poor in the first half, very good in the second half. So like Jake just mentioned, it's an average to good season for them because they haven't been in the top 4. Last season they didn't finish top 4, but the season before that, yes. So going into this game specifically for a prediction, I think it's going to be very tight. Sevilla's been very good this season, and Manchester United didn't look the best against Copenhagen, but we're creating chances. And you would figure against a team that's going to be a little bit more exposed going forward because Copenhagen were really compact, just beat them on the counter when they got their opportunities. Didn't score, which you would expect Romero to start instead of David De Gea, which is probably a good thing because David De Gea has had his errors at times, but also had his great games. So I don't expect him to – I would expect David De Gea to not play. And I expect a 2-1 win for Manchester United. How do you feel, Jake?
I'm thinking 3-1 United. I think we'll see Greenwood probably score, Bruno score, maybe a Rashford goal. I think this will be comfortable for United, somewhat comfortable. I can kind of agree with – I'm more leaning towards – I was going to attack Joe's episode before we start recording. What if I was going to attack Joe? I think I'm going to be on his side. I think Ole's team really just runs on Bruno Fernandes. I don't think it's his tactics or him being a great manager. I think his team has gotten good results. They started off terribly, worse than Arsenal, in fact. But then they won like 16 out of their last, I don't know how many games. They won a lot of games towards the end of the season. And I think that's mostly down to Bruno Fernandes actually knowing how to play football and getting the team, working well. I think Ole is a decent
and flopping.
Well, I guess you could say that they do. They do have the most penalties ever won in, I think, a season. So that's interesting. So I think Bruno is a bigger part of their success than Ole, in my personal opinion. And they don't have Bruno, I think they're much worse off. That's just how I see it. But yeah, I'm thinking 3-1 United. I think they're again too big to fail. They've got too many weapons. Sevilla's a quality team, like we said before, but Man U just has too many weapons. I think they'll run away with it, and they'll probably play Inter Milan in the final. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Joe?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0. Don't count out a penalty from Bruno because that's all that guy knows what to do. Yeah, I think I might have to start a Bruno agenda here. He's a great player, but he stat pads with penalties, man. 6 of his goals were from penalties. Like, come on. Oh my gosh, score from open play.
I was on your agenda. Then you said it's the only thing he knows how to do.
I was capping. He's a great creator. I think he's 6 goals from penalties, and he has 9 in the Premier League. So he's only scored 3 goals from open play. It's a little low. I mean, he's only been here for half a season, but I'm sick of that, man. All they do is get penalties. That's all they get. I think there was a stat that said they benefited the most from VAR.
Yes.
And it's just like, come on, man. But yeah, 3-0 them. I don't think that Sevilla's going to score on them. I think they're going to have a good defensive game.
Yeah, so we're all in agreement. We think Manchester United are going to get in, but don't count out Sevilla. I think a team that's finished 4th in La Liga has definitely a good chance if things can go their way. But we'll move on to the second and final semifinal, which is Shakhtar Donetsk versus Inter Milan. Now, I think we all are thinking that Inter Milan is going to run away with this, but to be fair, in their last 2 games in the Europa League, Shakhtar beat Wolfsburg 3-0 in their second leg, and also beat, I believe it was Basel 4-1, and that was Tuesday. So is it possible they could do it, Jake?
I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but I'm looking up Shakhtar Donetsk players, not to be disrespectful, just to, just educate myself, because honestly, I don't know that much about them. This is a team that I think is overachieving personally. The way they played recently, they did beat Basel, I think 4-1, like you said. They have some quality players in their team. I don't see them beating Inter Milan, though. Their team doesn't I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be a respectful guy today, I think I like what they've done recently. Getting to the semifinal of the Europa League is a big deal for them. I think they're going to lose to Inter Milan, probably 3-0, 2-0. But, yeah, props to them for making this far because their team's kind of smelly. But cool. Good for them.
They're from Verdansk. They're from the war zone.
Joe, go ahead. Okay.
This team's from the war zone, man. Their stadium just got opened up.
Oh, gosh.
Season 5, the stadium got opened up.
They have Konoplyanka?
What?
Yes. Joe, go.
Conte's gonna tear that team to shreds. I got nothing to say on them. It's not gonna be a game. They beat teams. They beat Basel. Okay, you beat a plant. Congrats.
Joe is just.
I don't know what to say.
I want to be respectful.
Joe doesn't know what respect is.
I said their team's a little smelly. Like their team isn't that great, but respect to them for getting there. But this is probably where the road ends for them. I think, unless barring a miracle, which could happen, I think Inter runs away with it. This team just isn't good enough.
If they beat Inter, I will chug 2 water bottles on camera during an episode.
Okay. I'll mostly agree with. All right. I'll mostly. Yeah, Joe's having a howler again. Anyway, I think mostly agreeing with you guys. I do know some of the players, Tyson and Marlos, both on their wings, both Brazilian, and they're pretty quality players. I don't know if they've done anything in the national team, but they played well against some of these teams. Wolfsburg, a very compact defensive team in Germany, and then Basel, I honestly would be lying to you guys if I knew anything about how they play. So I'm expecting Inter to relatively run away with this, but It depends on how they perform. Inter ended up winning against Leverkusen, which was probably one of the favorites. So Chelsea fans who are watching this, thank them for pretty much probably solidifying Havertz coming there, because if Leverkusen did get through and won the Europa League, we maybe would see Leverkusen hold on to him, but probably not. So thank Inter Milan and Antonio Conte for doing that. Anyway, I think Lukaku, Lautaro Martinez, Eriksen, Alexis Sanchez, the list goes on. They have attacking ability. Defensively, they have a very sound defense as well. Godin, Skriniar, De Vrij, the list goes on. I think it's going to be a game that is probably not going to be tight. If Shakhtar can get an early goal, we'll see what happens. Maybe things change. But, yeah, I think you're going to have Inter win this game. I don't know about comfortably, but I think over time it's going to be a game where they probably win by at least 2 goals. But I'll just quickly go through my prediction. I would expect a 4-1 win for Inter Milan. Jake, how are you feeling?
3-0 Inter Milan, I think.
I'm with my guy Jake. 3-0 Inter Milan.
Okay, well, that's all for us. We are all predicting a Inter Milan Manchester United Europa League final. We will come to you after these games and give us predictions for whatever if that's true or not. But stay tuned for more videos. We got a lot of content coming out for the Champions League, transfer market. League's coming up soon. We got the league coming in about less than a month. So some big prediction videos for Joe talking about Spurs winning 2 titles, which little cap. Actually, not little cap, major cap. But sure. But that's all for us today. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. And just please like and subscribe as well.